Welcome to Wapakoneta, where tonight the second season gets underway as the Franklin Wildcats visit the Wapakoneta Redskins. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Mark Shine. And Mark, 10 weeks has come and gone. The regular season is behind us, and it is time for everybody to get ready for that second season.
Well, Nate, we know we talked about everybody's 0-0 right now, but we do have a rather significant mismatch when you look at a 4-6 and a 10-0, but that's why we play the games. You know, tee them up and let's get after it and see what happens.
Absolutely. Tonight's pregame and keys to the game are brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. And let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game, starting first with the Franklin Wildcats.
Okay, for the Franklin Wildcats, first of all, I just put up here defend. And you're looking at an upset. For them to win the basketball game this evening, it's got to be an upset. And in order to upset, it usually means defense. Typically, you don't outscore somebody when you upset them. You shut them down, and you win, score enough points to win. So they have to find a way to defend a very diversified and talented Wapak offense. And play clean. If you're going to win an upset game, you can't turn the football over. You can't have penalties at bad times. You have to stay ahead of the chains and do all those little things right to help you play clean and stay in the game. And then sustain emotion. And that can be the hardest thing of all, because you come out with a tremendous amount of emotion in a playoff game right away, and you're all jacked up, and they start to lose that in the second quarter or after halftime, and then the game gets away from you, and that's when you really need that second burst of emotion to stay in it. On
the other side of the field, the Wapakoneta Redskins come in undefeated in the regular season. They went through a very tough Western Buckeye League led by what has to be probably one of the most accurate quarterbacks we've ever seen in high school, Caleb Moyer. What do the Redskins need to do to come away with the victory?
Well, first of all, you know, they need to come out and say, you know what, fellas from Franklin, the Wildcats, it's not your day, okay? Sorry, it's not your day. Thanks for coming. Thanks for making an hour-and-a-half bus ride. Thanks for playing, but today is not your day. And in order to do that, you come out well and you start the game quickly. Wapak's going to get the football first. Take the football down, score. Defend, get the ball back, score again, and let them know that this is not your game. If it's something like 28-7 or 24-7 or something like that at halftime, come out in the second half and start strong. Same motivation. Let's make sure that we don't let Franklin Wildcats think they have a chance to win the football game. And then finally, this is a Wapakoneta team that wants to go a long way in the playoffs. Don't get sloppy. Don't take penalties. Don't run bad routes. Don't miss assignments. And let's look for improvement for every game this evening, and that takes us into the rest of the playoffs as well.
It is an absolutely gorgeous night here in Wapak. The leaves have turned. The air is starting to cool. It is officially football weather. When we return, we'll have tonight's opening kickoff on WOSN. Welcome back to Wapakoneta High School in the Mercy Health VFW Post 8445 field for tonight's Division III Region 12 matchup between the Franklin Wildcats and the Wapakoneta Redskins. We are just about underway here tonight, but first we'd like to thank tonight's scoreboard sponsor, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Our instant replay sponsor tonight is Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak, the best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Mark Shine. And Mark, you know, we talked a lot about, you know, the keys to this one, and, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, this is one of those 2-5 matchups, and you see a little bit of trickery right there as Franklin decided to try to onside kick that, a little bit of a squib kick. Recovered by Wapak, though, so they'll have good field position to begin this one. But if you're Franklin, you have to think that the key to this one is getting off to a good start defensively, trying to force a defensive stop here. You can't let Wapak get momentum early.
Well, it's a Wapakoneta team that averages 34.8 points per game. They do it with 174.5 yards on the ground and 216.5 through the air, so they're very diversified. It's a tough team to try to defend, but certainly if you're going to stay in the football game, defense is the key early for the Franklin Wildcats.
And Caleb Moyer comes out. He has 5 wide and empty backfield. Moyer going to go to the air quickly, drops this one off, makes a man miss. Extra guy. He's tackled after about a gain of 4. That was Jarrett Mullen on that catch.
Grant Stoffer got a great block that time.
You know, Caleb Moyer, it's hard to believe, but I do think that he is underrated. You just don't hear a lot of people talking about him, and I'm not really sure why. This kid is so impressive. The balls that he throws are very good balls. He has a strong arm. He's as accurate as any quarterback you're going to see. And you see another great pass right there. just nice and easy. As you saw, Caden Page, that's his top target. Just find the open spot, sit down, and catch the easy ball.
Which is exactly what he did. And you want to go back to Moyer. He just doesn't make mistakes. He is so technically sound. He doesn't throw interceptions. He doesn't throw the ball into coverage. But to your point about not being well recognized, he's not a gunslinger either. The offense is so well balanced, he doesn't need to jack the ball down the field 40 times a game.
So Wapak picked up their first Wapakoneta Ford first down of the game. And this time they're going to keep this one on the ground. Mullen going to try the right side. Had a nice block on the edge as he is going to keep moving as he's turned upfield once he hit that sideline. And he got very close to another first down, a pickup of 8.
He did get a good block on the perimeter. Got out there and shielded off the defender and did so without getting the hold call. And took it to the 33-yard line. Pickup of 8, as you said.
So 2nd and 2 for the Redskins. As you see a couple of, or just one substitution coming in. Jarrett Mullen's going to come out for this play. The Redskins, as you mentioned, Mark, really no problem moving the ball this year. They score a lot of points. This offense has been really, really good. Moyer waits for the snap. Going to go to the air. Quick throw out, and that's going to be another Wapakoneta Ford first down, as he was able to complete another one to Caden Page.
Well, they're playing off of Page a long way on the sideline, not letting him go deep. You can see how far off number 33, Danny Fitzpatrick, is, and giving him that throw. And, again, the accuracy of the throw, it just settle down and make a catch.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem, too, because right now we have not seen Moyer face any sort of pressure. He's been getting rid of it very quickly. The receivers are doing a nice job of getting out of their routes and getting ready for these quick passes. They're going to hand this one off. This is Longsworth working up the middle, as that is going to be a pickup of about 4 or 5 on that run.
I talked to a football coach this week and said, the Wapakoneta offensive line is not the biggest, but technically they are so sound, and when they get on you, the defensive linemen can't get away from them. And not because they hold, but just because they're so good technically.
So here comes Mullen back into the game. Everybody that seems to be on the field is a capable pass catcher. Mullins has caught a lot of passes this year, along with the rushing yardage that he picks up for this team. Moyer is a threat on his feet as well. So a lot of weapons that Franklin is going to have to account for here tonight. Moyer sends Mullins. They're going to swing it out to him. He has a lot of space as he works towards that edge. He's going to step out of bounds. And it's going to depend on where the mark is. It looks like that might have been enough for a first down. But now they take a step back. And it is. That is going to be a Wapakoneta Ford first down.
Jarrett Mullen had 25 catches for 412 yards and a touchdown coming into tonight. He's also rushed for 656. So he's over 1,000 yards combined offense with 11 touchdowns.
So far, so good for the Redskins. They're making it look easy here on their first drive as they're inside the red zone.
Well, it's all been 6, 7, 8-yard plays. They haven't taken a shot downfield, but haven't had to.
Tonight's red zone sponsor is B&B Auto Repair. Moyer in the shotgun, takes a snap. Going to hand this one off to Longsworth. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, and he is stopped for no gain. So really the first time that we've seen that Wildcat defensive line able to stop the Redskins.
That was Jordan Milligan, 5'11 junior, goes 207, was able to make that tackle.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Redskins. They're on the 16-yard line. 9:28 left to go here in the opening quarter. 3 wide receivers. Longsworth in the backfield along with Moyer. Moyer going to go to his right, looking to air this one out. He has Page in the corner. Page goes up. Did he get a foot down? And he did.
Wow.
Touchdown, Wapakoneta. That is the first Bankley Real Estate touchdown of the game.
What a pass. He put it right in a spot where only his guy could go up and get it. He trusted Page, and his tall body goes 6'2", goes up in the air and snags it, and got a foot down on the sideline beforehand. That was a well-executed play from 16 yards out.
6-0 Wapak with a Frost Roofing extra point pending. Tonight's kicker is number 99, Ethan Eisert. Eisert waits. Kick is up, and it is good. The Wapakoneta Redskins jump out here early, 7-0. We'll step aside and be back on WOSA. Tonight's quarter sponsor is IC Signs in Wapakoneta. Local, fast, and friendly. Check us out at icsigns.net. Our first down sponsor is Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta.
Wapakoneta, 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go, 56 yards in 8 plays, and capped off by the 75th catch and 9th touchdown catch of the season for Caden Page.
You know, Mark, that was awfully easy for the Redskins. There wasn't a whole lot of resistance there. Moyer was on. But really, it's everything that we have seen out of this team week in and week out. It doesn't matter who they're playing.
Exactly. The 7th play was a no gain. Everything else was a positive. They did not have a negative play on that drive and certainly did what we talked about in pregame. That's come out and establish yourself early.
So now it's going to be the Wildcats' turn as they're going to take the kickoff. They're going to work up along that left hash as he is met by a host of Redskins. It was a nice job keeping his feet moving as that was Dawson Fitzpatrick on the return. The senior got that one out right around the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it down, let's say, the 28.
And this becomes an important possession for the Franklin Wildcats. You go 3 and out and punt to a hot offense, and the night can get away from you in a hurry. It's a Franklin offense that on the season averages just 14 points a game and only 42 yards passing per game, so they try to get it done on the ground.
Yeah, and I think that's what the problem is going to be for this Wildcat team. It is going to be very predictable. Wapak, a very sound defensive team. They are going to be filling those gaps, and the Wildcats are going to have to try to find a way to create some space. And they prove us wrong almost immediately as they try to go to the air, but that one is going to be incomplete. That was intended for Joseph Hughes, and that was just a little bit out of his reach.
Ryan Michael, 6'2 freshman, started at quarterback. He has played some lately. The quarterback through most of the year was Braden Isaacs. And a quick miss on the first play.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. If you're the Wildcats too, you know, with those incompletions, you don't want the clock to stop too often in this one. There goes Michael. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to go to the air, and that one is going to be intercepted. As Wapak looks to return this one, has a chance to get it in, and he's going to be forced out of bounds as Grant Stauffer had that one almost look like it was intended for him, as even with the hand all bandaged up in the cast, he's still able to make the completion.
You know, you've got a quarterback who's right-handed. It's a freshman rolling left and throwing right, and he completely missed through that one. He didn't even have a receiver in the area. Bryant Ferguson had to knock him out of bounds, and here's Wapak knocking on the door early.
So now Wapak, as they are immediately in the B&B Auto Repair red zone, as they have the ball on the 11-yard line.
Just exactly what we talked about in the pregame. You cannot play unclean football against this Wapakoneta Redskin if you want to pull the upset. And first possession, second play is an INT.
It's Caleb Moyer getting everybody set.
See if he'd run behind Hauser. Nope.
He's going to set Mullins in motion, going to swing it out to him. Mullen, as he's going to try to get to the pylon. He's going to get taken down around the 5-yard line. As he got a nice block from Stauffer, as I think we'll see here on Al's Woody replay.
Here's the
play.
Right goes the block right there, number 5. And that's Andrew Cook was able to knock him out of bounds short of the first down. 7-yard pickup still.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the Redskins from the 5-yard line, as they are knocking on the door to try to get another one in the Binkley Real Estate end zone.
Hauser's in the backfield.
Man in motion. Moyer going to keep this one himself. Going to try to use his legs, cut back up into the middle. But the Wildcats did a nice job of clogging up that hole, and they forced Moyer backwards on that play.
Well, you know, I've talked about Grant Hauser a couple of times. Big number 85, the tight end, 6'6", 235, going to Louisville. And he tried to run up behind him that time. It proves to be a no gain. It's 3rd down.
So they actually did give him 1 yard on that one. So it looked like that had been potentially their first negative play of the night, but instead it was a 1 yard gain, 3rd and 3.
Moyer has rushed for 20 touchdowns this year in situations just like this one.
Moyer going to hand this one off. Oh, no, he didn't even fake me out. What a great option that time. I thought he had gotten rid of that one. He kept it, and he found a wide-open Grant Stauffer in the Binkley Real Estate end zone for another touchdown. And it's only fitting that Grant Stauffer gets that touchdown after he had the interception to begin this drive.
Agreed. He made a nice move and cut right to the center of the field, was wide open that time, playing man-to-man coverage, and scored easily.
So Ethan Eisert out again for the extra point. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good as Ethan Eisert has his second Frost Roofing extra point of the night, and the Redskins are on top 14-0. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Tonight's Red Zone sponsors B&B Auto Repair. Rely on Van and his team of expert technicians to provide excellent service. Call 419-738-8090 for your auto repair needs. Tonight's touchdown sponsors, Binkley Real Estate. Binkley Real Estate has an effective sales approach, effective marketing campaigns, and extensive network that will get you results that move you. 14-0 here at Wapakoneta as the Redskins move the ball very easily on their first drive. A turnover led to extremely short field on the second, and it has been all Redskins here early.
3 plays, 11 yards, took him 91 seconds to do so and make it 14-0.
Low line drive kick going to be fielded by the Wildcats as he just run right into one of the waiting arms of one of the Redskins.
Because Wyatt Buell just said, come here.
That was Dawson Fitzpatrick again for Franklin. Not sure if he thought maybe he could just run over him or not. He had a little bit of space, so that's one of the things, too, that you got to think if you're Franklin. You have to not get frustrated here early. You have to try to find your opportunities. You can't just allow yourself to give up possessions or even give up plays at this point.
See what happens with the young freshman quarterback. He just threw an interception. It's not a team that throws a lot to begin with. And he's going to go under center this time, Wishbone.
So we saw them try to get the passing game going early. Now they're going to go back to the run game, going to hand this one off. They're going to work off the left side as Malachi Gibson is able to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on that, and a nice carry on first down for him.
Leading rusher on the season, at least from a running back position, 306. Brandon Isaac, the quarterback, had rushed for 545. Good pickup on first down.
Yeah, and if this is something that they can do consistently, I know it was just one play, but they can get a push up there. This is something that, maybe the Wildcats can find a little bit of success and get things moving on their side. And we're going to have a fumble.
Wow.
As the freshman couldn't handle the exchange under center. And that was number 4, Ryan Walter, as he is able to fall on that one, and it is back-to-back turnovers for the Franklin Wildcats.
Certainly things not starting out well, but a very opportunistic Wapakoneta defense, and set up right now on the 26-yard line and chance to bury him early.
That's one of the things about freshman quarterbacks, Mark. It doesn't really matter how talented they are. Freshmen will make freshman mistakes. It's just a part of the game. It's a part of the growing. It's a part of the maturity, and I think we've seen a couple of those here early.
He spun around quickly. He wanted to make that handoff and just didn't have possession of the football.
Moyer going to go to the air, looking to go to Page. Page out into the corner, and he was wide open. Did he hold? He did not hold on to that one as he had gotten his defender crossed up a bit, and as he kept going and kind of moving towards the end zone, Page just stopped, and that's not an image you'll see very often. That's Caden Page dropping a ball, let alone a wide open one.
I was going to say the exact same thing. That's the ball he almost always catches. It was a difficult catch because the defender had him shielded for a while, but he spun around, got the ball in his hands, and you can see he's clapping his hands in the huddle right there. That's one he typically makes.
So Caleb Moyer has his first incompletion of the game. And that wasn't an easy throw to make either. He made that on the run. It looked like he was almost on 1 foot when he let that one go. Here's Page in motion. Moyer going to go to his right. Going to swing it out to him. This time he's able to collect it, and he is going to get driven out of bounds. Let's see. He was right at the first down marker. Where will they mark it?
Well, you could see he went in motion that time, and as he went all the way across the formation, turned and caught the ball. Actually had to hold it on his hip for a second before he could reel it in. He's down to the 17. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they marked him about a yard short of that first down, so 3rd and 1. As the Redskins are in the B&B Auto Repair red zone yet again tonight. Moyer takes the handoff. Going to hand this one off to Longsworth up the middle. He's going to keep driving, continue to move those feet as he gets all the way down to the 11-yard line. And that will be another Wapakoneta forward, a 1st down.
Andre Longsworth listed at 5'10", 190. Hit a crease in the middle that time, as we saw, and got the ball down to the 15, down to the 11, and picked up a 1st down.
So that is going to bring up a 1st and 10 from the 11. It's the same spot on the field where Wapak had at one point in their last drive.
Going to move Page around, flip to the other side of the formation.
So Mullins in the backfield along with Moyer. Board wide receivers. Here come Page in motion yet again. Moyer drops back, looking for someone to go. He's scrambling, moves to his right, and somehow found an open receiver. It was almost like a hook shot pass that time as he completed that to Mullins.
You know, his vision downfield, he's being pressured a little bit as he rolls out. He knows where the sideline is. He's got being chased by a couple of Wildcats, but his vision downfield to find Mullen and still get the ball to the 5-yard line and a 6-yard pickup on what could have been a negative play.
That was a great job by Mullins, too, not to panic and just stay in the open as you saw his defender come off of him to try to chase Moyer, and he just settled in right there and just waited and made sure he was an option in case Moyer needed him. That led to the positive play there. 2nd and 4. Moyer going to take the snap. As he handed this off to Mullins on the inside, Mullins working along the right side, gets right at the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just inches short.
Really good pull that time by the guard. Wyatt Buell came across the formation left to right, knocked the guy down, and picked up the 1st down.
That's going to be another Wapakoneta forward at 1st down, as the Redskins are just inches away from coming away with their 3rd touchdown of the night.
Now, this is the point where they have used Caleb Moyer a lot this year. He's grown into a 6'2", 190-pound body. He's got Longsworth, and he's got Mullen back there with him.
Moyer under center, and he's just going to keep this one and drive into the end zone, and that is another Binkley Real Estate touchdown.
And that's what they like to do. That's why he's got 20 rushing touchdowns and now 21 rushing touchdowns on the season.
As you saw on the Owls Woody instant replay there, he took a hit as one of the D linemen from Franklin had a spot, but Moyer did a nice job of kind of bouncing off of that one and backing into the end zone, but he paid for that touchdown for sure.
I keep looking back to his freshman year and how he's grown to this 6'2", 190 body. And so not only is he a physical presence on the field, along with his acuity for how to play the game.
Ethan Eisert has been busy as he has another Frost Roofing extra point, and the Redskins now on top, 21-0. We'll step aside again and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's Extra Point sponsor is Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They are an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. The Redskins are 3 for 3 on their drives as they have come away with touchdowns, and they are on top of 21-0. As Franklin has really struggled keeping onto the ball as both of their offensive possessions ended in turnovers.
Well, yeah, that time it was a 26-yard drive that took 6 plays and 2:38 off the clock. So their drives have been 44. The Wapakoneta Redskins drives have been 56 and 11 and 26 now, thanks to the 2 turnovers.
So one more time, Franklin takes the kickoff, trying to move around. This time it's Joseph Hughes looking for some room as he gets out to the 24-yard line. So I think I heard some talk up here in the press box, Mark, about the quarterback situation with Franklin, and it sounds like that Isaacs is actually injured, and that's why we're seeing the freshman featured.
I was looking for him on the sideline or see if he was playing defensive back or something like that, so I'm going to go with it. That sounds about right. And he was a quarterback who completed 54% of his passes. They've got a big offensive line. Their offensive line averages 251, including a 310-pound sophomore, 230 310-pound Trevor Ingram, who's a senior.
So back in the wishbone for the Wildcats. They're going to take the snap, hand this one off. Here's Gibson. Gibson able to find a little bit of room as he picks up 3 or 4 yards on the carry.
Stauffer's had a good opening quarter, hadn't he? Watch him make this tackle. A couple of blockers out there and clearing some space, and nobody got out and got Stauffer on the corner.
So now it brings up a 2nd and 6. Second down is where Franklin has had trouble here tonight. See if they can hold on to the ball here. Be another handoff. That was a little bit of a rough handoff to Gibson. Gibson holding on to that one as the Wapak just tries to rip away at it. Nice strong grip as he's able to pick up about 3 on that one to bring up 3rd and short for Franklin.
Yeah, they were, you could see a couple of defenders had a hold of him. The other guys were in there trying to rip the ball loose and unable to do so. Look at a manageable 3rd down here.
You know, Mark, you've seen way more football than I have. You've been around this game longer than me. The wishbone, though, to me, doesn't seem like it would be the easiest to run if you're a quarterback, depending on where you have to turn and where that run is coming from. And if you're a freshman, that has to be difficult. We almost saw that there on that last play.
I think we changed the play calls. He want a timeout?
He's trying to call one here, but the officials are looking at him, and I think it can only come from the coach, correct?
Yeah.
And they finally do give it to him. That is going to be a Metzger Financial Services timeout. We'll take it as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. 3rd and short for the Wildcats coming out of the timeout. Still in that wishbone. They've had some success moving the ball here when they have been able to hold on to it. Here's Gibson, makes a man miss as he gets to the outside, tries to cut it back to the inside, and he is going to pick up a Wapakoneta Ford 1st down.
You can see what a talented back he is when he has a little bit of space to run. He catches or takes the handoff. He gets wide to the left side. They got a couple guys sealed off and get their initial 1st down after the 9-yard pickup.
You know, watching this one, obviously we're already at 21-0, and Wapak's had a lot of success. But when Franklin has held on to the football and not turned it over running out of this wishbone, they have picked up big chunk yardages every single time.
Talked about how big that offensive line is, and number 3 is a good back there, Malachi Gibson.
It looked like they may have gotten away with a false start on that one as the middle back fell forward, had to kind of hold himself up right as that one was being snapped. So maybe a fortunate play for the Wildcats, but they only pick up a very short gain on that carry.
Tried to run a dive play with Trapper Elsas.
2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. Michael still under center, looking towards the sideline, seeing if they're going to change the play. Michael takes a snap, hands it off to Gibson yet again. He has a hole as he fights through, and he keeps moving. And I'll tell you what, it is not very often that you see when the Wapak defense gets a hold of somebody that player continues to go forward. But Gibson continues to run strong, Mark.
The senior listed at 6'1", 177, but with good leg strength that time, has got him close to another 1st down right at the 50.
So another 3rd and short here for Franklin right around midfield. 50 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. Wapak on top, 21-0.
I think this is what Coach wanted to do originally, possess the football, keep Wapak off the field, and the turnovers have just crushed them here in the opening quarter.
Michael takes a snap, hands this one off, as that is going to be to Tucker Campbell, and Campbell's going to pick up a Wapakoneta Ford 1st down. You saw the Redskins come through that defensive line quickly. They sent pressure, but the Wildcats did a nice job of not panicking, and they got just enough yardage to keep this drive alive.
That they did. They're in the Wapak territory for the first time at the 48-yard line. Looking at the play clock here, they do not have to run a play this quarter if they would choose not to.
I don't think we're going to see another one here as we get inside at 10 seconds, and they're going to head to the sidelines. So it has been all Wapak here in the first as they're on top 21-0. But Franklin got something going here on this drive. We'll be back with the second quarter here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Tonight's quarter sponsor is IC Signs in Wapakoneta. Local, fast, and friendly. Check us out at icsigns.net. Second quarter just about underway. And Mark, it has been all Wapak, but I'll tell you what, Franklin's looked pretty impressive here on this drive.
Well, you know, to run the wishbone properly, it's a read thing, but I don't think that's what they're doing. They're predetermining where the quarterback is going to hand each play, and I think that's why he looks over to the sideline. Now they've broken the wishbone. So
the thing that had been working for them this entire drive, they're going to get away from, and they're going to maybe air this one out a little bit.
Brian Ferguson a little late getting into play here.
Michael waits in the shotgun, going to drop back. He is going to air it out as his receiver. There was all sorts of miscommunication there, and that is going to end in a interception by Jarrett Mullen. And I'll tell you what, Michael makes the wrong look. If you see here, his receiver's actually underneath, wide open. Not sure what the miscommunication there was, but the Wildcats' offensive scheme actually isn't bad. They've had success. They had the receiver they wanted wide open. Right now, I think you're just seeing some of that inexperience coming out.
Well, they just kind of a misread between the two of them. He expected him to go deep up the sideline. Instead, he stopped out there, and he was open, but Mullen did a nice job with the INT and then got so without falling out of bounds. So Wildcats, or the Redskins, back in business again here.
How shocked are you that they came out of that wishbone?
I tried to coach anybody else's team. That's their coach's responsibility. That surprised me.
You know, maybe Franklin hasn't watched a lot of St. Mary's. It's okay to run it every single time. If it's working, you know, you don't have to try to mix it up. Caleb Moyer goes to the air as this is going to be a short pickup as he got that one out to Grant Hauser.
Good tackle by Tucker Campbell. Hauser's a big target, 235 pounds. Got him down low where you could get to him, just a 3-yard pickup.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for Wapak. We saw the Wildcat offense get something going. It's going to be up to the Wildcat defense here to get their first stop of the night. Moyer going to send Page in motion. Going to hand this one off to Mullins. Mullins is met right at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to go down easily, though, as he still keeps turning those legs and pushing the pile as he falls forward for a gain of about 3.
Well, you saw they sent Page in motion to the left, making everybody think they were headed that way. They brought 2 linemen from the left side of the formation across to the right, but pretty well defended. Good leg strength, or it would have been a shorter gain than that.
Clock continuing to run here in the second quarter. 10:40 left to go as the Redskins have 3rd and short from the 32-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Mullins in the backfield along with Moyer. Moyer in the shotgun, waits for the snap. Moyer looks, does his reads. He's going to go deep. He has Page, who had a step, and it's a foot race now, and Caden Page is not going to be stopped as he gets another Binkley Real Estate touchdown.
That pass could not have been thrown any better. Watch this release and watch where it ends up. Nice pickup on the blitz right there, too, and right in his hands, in full stride. He breaks a tackle and skates into the end zone for a 68-yard touchdown pass.
So now Ethan Eisert, actually, everybody's walking back. Did we have a penalty flag?
Let's see.
And no, it's going to be a touchdown. And Jarrett Mullins actually just picked up a dead ball personal foul, so the touchdown will stand. I didn't see what happened on the backside of that one as we were watching Caden Page run into the end zone.
I'm watching Jarrett Mullins on the sideline here. He's not sure what happened either. At least he's trying to explain that to his coaching staff.
So now Ethan Eisert is out to try another Frost Roofing extra point.
Second touchdown catch of the evening for Caden Page. Got 10 on the season now.
Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. As maybe we had another flag potentially, as I saw the officials kind of waving their arms there for a second. They're going to get together and talk about it. I'm not sure what, and there comes the flag now. So we'll wait for a call as we may be having this one tried again.
Officiating crew tonight are a guy in the white hats, Anthony Hattery. His crewmates are Todd Clark, Keaton Druckmiller, Michael Compton, and Cody Rollins.
This actually was a delay of game as on Walpaw, so that's going to push them back a bit, make this extra point a little bit more difficult. Sorry about that, Mark. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Well, that's glad we got that solved, though. Ethan Eifert has made 48 PAT attempts before this evening. This one will now be from the 15-yard line, so a 25-yard effort. Probably put it into the student section right now.
Snap is down, kick is up, and this one is good as well. So the extra yardage did not matter as Wapaw extends their lead to 28-0. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's instant replay sponsors Al's Woody's Diner in Wapaw, the best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. Tonight's first down sponsors Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. You know, Mark, a lot of flags on the back end of that one, but it did not change the result as Wapaw had another great drive that ended in a touchdown.
Yeah, it did. That time the drive was 1 minute and 40 seconds. They went 75 yards in 3 plays. Of course, the big one was a 68-yard pass to Page. You know, Caden Page came into this game tonight with 1,067 yards receiving, and, you know, he is well over 1,100, approaching 1,200 now tonight. Really good season for that young man. Just a junior, as is Moyer. As is Mullen. I mean, they got some guys coming back, don't they?
Yep. And, you know, I think one of the things that impressed me most about that last pass was Caleb Moyer. And, you know, I always love to give credit to high school quarterbacks who are able to make reads because I think that is one of the most difficult things for a high school quarterback to do as the Wildcats have a great return as that is, I'm trying to get the numbers at number 6. Number 6, Joseph Hughes. He does a fantastic job weaving through traffic after having to pick that one up off the turf, making a couple of guys miss.
How many times have you seen that happen? The guy bobbles a little bit on the kickoff, and for some reason opens up lanes.
So we'll see what Franklin chooses to do. We saw them have success out of the wishbone prior to that interception. You have to think that they'd want to just go back to what was working so well for them. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, it certainly does.
But, you know, like I was saying with Caleb Moyer, is his ability to go through reads was so impressive. That is such a hard thing for high school quarterbacks to do as Gibson here has a lot of space off that right side and picks up a Wapakoneta first down.
They just caved in the left side of the Wapakoneta defensive line, got him on the edge. He's got good speed as we see again on the Al's Woody's Diner replay. Good blocking out in front of him. He has to be tracked down on the sideline over there by Bryson Pack. Really good job.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Walpaw's defense have such a hard time with this wishbone. This is essentially the same type of offense that they have already seen once this year out of St. Mary's. Michael takes the snap, going to hand it off to Gibson yet again. He's going to try that right side one more time. This time he is stopped after a pickup of only about 2.
Same play that time. Obviously a different result. You could see that Longsworth's out there. A couple of his teammates, they got to the edge real quick that time. Were able to stop the drive.
That is going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Franklin. They are going to stay with that wishbone.
See number 7 up in there, Milligan, 207-pound, right in the middle of this. He becomes a blocking back in most of these formations. There he is.
This time they're going to try to go off tackle, and not a lot of space there as that one was handed off to, I believe that's number 18. And that's Trapper. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. That is actually Tucker Campbell, excuse me. Too many papers up here, Mark. I didn't shift my rosters.
Lost a yard that time.
8:38 and counting here in the second. But Franklin doing a nice job moving this one after the great return. But they got 3rd and long here if they want to try to keep this drive alive. And you've got to think they're probably already in 4-down territory. They're going to go to the air. They're going to try to go deep yet again. And right now, Michael is just having a hard time with the timing on those pass routes. He's trying to get rid of it too quick, and even if his receivers are running the right route, they're just not having time to get downfield.
Well, that's a similar situation as on the INT, because number 15, Bryson Townsend, just kind of stopped in the formation over, thinking he had something near the sideline, and the pass went much deeper than the route he had run. Now we're to 4th and 11.
They're going to go back to the air here. We'll see if Michael is able to make the adjustment. He's going to go right down the middle of the field.
Oh, my.
And he had the receiver that time, but this one is going to be picked off yet again. As
you know, we're used to seeing INTs and pass receptions with one hand. We get to the NFL and those types of things. Watch Bryson Pack stick one arm up and grab this one right there.
I mean, unbelievable by him. That is going to be maybe not just the play of the game. That might be the play of the night in all the games, as he knew he couldn't stick the other hand up. So he said, not a problem. Looked like he almost had glue on his hands. He was able to snatch that one out of the air so easily.
He's wearing that cast on the other hand, and he's still able to snag the football out of the air. That was truly impressive.
And that's actually not a bad wasn't necessarily a bad throw either by Michaels, as his receiver was there. And if Pack isn't able to get his hands on that one, that would have been a first down.
Well, it was 4th down. He had to try to squeeze it in somewhere that time, and Pack just made a tremendous play on it.
So plus territory yet again for the Redskins to start this drive. They are on the Wildcat 45-yard line.
And yet another drive ends in a turnover.
Longsworth in the backfield along with Moyer. Moyer going to hand it off to Longsworth. No, he's going to pull it back. He's going to go deep. His receiver has a step, a perfect ball, as Grant Stauffer had to reach a little bit behind him, as he also looks like he has a cast on that hand. And these Redskins aren't stopped by anything, even big wrappings, broken hands, broken bones. It doesn't matter, as he gets that one and gets into the end zone.
What a tremendous ball fake. You know, he had everybody fooled, you and me both. He thought we were going to hand the ball out to Longsworth. Instead, he pulls it back with great protection from his offensive line and puts the ball right in the wheelhouse of his teammate, who's got yet another touchdown. Second TD catch for him tonight.
That is another Binkley's touchdown. And now we are having another Frost Roofing extra point pending here by Ethan Eisert. I'll tell you what, that option read that Moyer does, I mean, he has it. It is completely in Longworth's belly.
Yep.
And we have another flag here. And I'm not sure what the call was, but the touchdown's still going to stand. I don't know if that was a sideline warning or who that was on. It might have been a little extra celebration there in the end zone.
Well, we know how long it takes Stauffer to run 45 yards because that play took 7 seconds.
Eisert's kick is up. The extra point is good. And the Wapakoneta Redskins have a big 35-0 lead in the second quarter. We'll step aside and be back on WOSA. Welcome back. Tonight's Red Zone sponsors, B&B Auto Repair. Rely on Van and his team of expert technicians to provide excellent service. Call 419-738-8090 for your auto repair needs. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Binkley Real Estate. Binkley Real Estate has an effective sales approach, effective marketing campaign, and extensive network that will get you results that move you. And picking up those Binkley Real Estate touchdowns has not been a problem for the Wapakoneta Redskins tonight. Caleb Moyer is doing everything almost perfect here tonight.
He's had a really great opening half, but so have all of his teammates. I'm looking at that car. Nate, are you a car guy?
I'm not a car guy.
No, I'm not either, but that car in that commercial, that's a really cool looking car. I could become one looking at that thing. I can usually get gas in mine, usually. But that's really cool. All right.
I'm usually drive it until I can't move it from where it dies kind of spot, you know.
Me and AAA are good friends. Well, we're back 15 yards again, so something happened.
Yeah, this one was going to be from the touchdown. I think Stauffer did a little bit of extra celebrating, so the 15-yarder was accessed on the kickoff here, as you see. So Franklin may have an opportunity to have a pretty good field position yet again here. They just haven't been able to do anything with it when they've gotten the ball down into plus territory. as this one is going to go out of bounds. So it'll go up to the 45-yard line. And actually, if you're Wapak, you'll probably take that because if they field that one, there's a chance that that one goes even beyond that. So this is probably a best-case scenario for you.
Move it up wherever you can and see if you can get back to that wishbone and make some more yardage on the ground again. You've moved the ball a couple of times, but you've had drives end in turnovers.
And honestly, the only time that their drives have stopped is when they've gotten away from running that wishbone. When they've run the wishbone, they've been able to be effective with it, but it's when it's almost like they're trying to outthink the room right now, and they don't want to be predictable. Well, and it's caused them to turn the ball over.
Our officiating crew thought about putting the ball down to 35, which is where it typically goes, but because of the penalty, the ball should be at midfield, which is where they're headed right now.
Midfield. So I had it at the 45. Me and the officiating crew were a little short on our yardage. We all should have known just to ask you, Mark.
Well, I actually waited for a long time to make sure. I knew where he was going with it, so I cheated on that one a little bit too. From the W.
Wildcats are indeed back in that wishbone. Michael's take the snap. Looks like he struggled with that one a little bit late on that handoff. Gibson nowhere to go, and he's going to get stopped behind the line of scrimmage. As that is the second time, actually really the third time that we've seen a struggle there on the quarterback exchange.
Hauser had him first, and he got away from that off a high tackle, but then a nice pickup by Noah Bishop that time to knock him down with a 4-yard loss.
7:30 and counting left to go here in the half. Wapak on top, 35-0, as the Wildcats face a 2nd and 14.
Well, you've thrown interception, fumble, interception, interception on your 4 drives. So trying to get something positive here before halftime.
Here's Gibson trying to work through a pretty small hole he had there as he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more, and that'll be 3rd and long for Franklin.
He got up pretty slowly that time. A lot of Redskins there that time, put a pretty good whack on him, and he got up kind of slowly that time. He has been the primary ball carrier here in the first half, and he's taking some shots. He's holding his right arm right now.
Yeah, he's on that last carry, he actually looked like he bent it a little different. I was a little worried about a lower leg, but he popped up okay. But looks like most of that damage was done on that last carry, like you said. Now they just go with the split back, another little wrinkle, but no good. Even if the first tacklers weren't able to bring him down, they finally did get him, and that's going to bring up 4th and long. And as Tucker Campbell really had nowhere to go on that one, and the punt team is going to come out for Franklin.
5'9", 167. The punter on the season is Dawson Fitzpatrick. He's averaged just under 36 yards a punt. Guess if you're looking for positives, you didn't turn the football over. You lost a little bit of yardage, like about 5 on 3 plays, but didn't turn the football over.
So now pick your poison. Jarrett Mullen, Caden Page, wait back for the punt. Jarrett Mullins has had a fantastic season returning kicks, even if for the Redskins, as they're going to let this one fall, and it is going to go out of bounds right at the 26-yard line. So Wapak is going to come out. The first possession where they didn't take over after a turnover this Friday night. And we'll see what they're able to do here on this one.
Well, they've been able to do pretty much whatever they wanted to do. You got touchdown passes to Stauffer. You got touchdown pass to Page. Another touchdown pass to Stauffer. Page had one earlier, so 4 touchdown passes to those guys this evening. Warriors ran one in for a touchdown. So it's been an offensive juggernaut so far, doing pretty much what they wanted to, either running or throwing.
As you mentioned, Moyer already with 5 touchdowns. He's going to hand this one off. Mullins has a lot of space, cuts it back up. Switches that ball as he crosses the 50, gets down to the 40. Going to try to outrace him, and he just gets by the man. 10-5, touchdown, Wapak.
What a touchdown run that time. You talk about getting to the sideline, then turn the Jets on. Watch this again on our Al's Woody's Diner replay. Goes left and then sees everybody overreact and goes right. Notice how he switches the football to the correct hand as well, and then just runs down the sideline. Put on a burst of speed, got into the end zone past Greg Pearson. What a touchdown run of Forgot to write down the yardage.
It's 74.
74.
Started that one on the 26-yard line.
I was looking to see where they started it, and I forgot to write that down. So 76-yard TD run.
So the Frost Roofing extra point is up following another Binkley Real Estate touchdown, and Wapak is rolling. They're on top 42-0. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's extra point sponsor is Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They are an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. Our scoreboard sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. It has been all Wapak as their last two drives have lasted all of one play and ended in the end zone as they are on top big 42-0.
And that was really impressive. I mean, he ran left that time, saw the over pursuit by the defenders, cut back across the grain, and then when he had a chance to knock him out of bounds after a 15 or 20-yard pickup, he exploded into another gear and took it all the way to the house.
Still 5:22 left to go here in the first half as the Wildcats await yet another kickoff.
11th rushing touchdown of the year for Jarrett Mullen.
This one is going to be fielded. Joseph Hughes working through some traffic, and he's going to get taken down just past the 20-yard line.
You could see him hit the 20 that time, Nate. He was just looking for a hole, and there wasn't anything there, hoping to get a block from somebody, nothing there, and finally got just over the 20-yard line, but good kick coverage that time by the Redskins.
So last time out, the Wildcats had their first punt as they couldn't really get anything going in the run game for the first time all night. And we'll see what they come out here tonight, or on this possession, excuse me, and try to do.
Wapak's had 6 possessions. They have scored on all 6 of those.
Back out in the wishbone. Ryan Michael takes the snap. Gonna hand this one off to Gibson. Gibson is met by a whole host of Redskins as all of a sudden those lanes and that space that Gibson had early in this quarter have all closed up.
Well, you know, he gets almost every running play, right? So if you're wearing a red jersey, you can kind of key on where is number 3 going to go right now, and that's what the Redskins have done. They've kind of shut him down a little bit. He got the edge a couple of times, but that one just got back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Michaels under center. Going to take the snap, hand it off to Gibson yet again. Going to try to get to the edge. That's where he's had his most success, but he cannot turn that corner, and he's going to get taken down after a short gain.
Watch how quickly what looks to be an open hole closes. You can see they've got it all strung out. Here comes number 8, Pack, and number 3, Stauffer out there to cut the legs out from underneath him as they reacted very quickly. If he starts in the left halfback spot, he runs right. If he starts in the right halfback spot, he runs left. It's been kind of predictable the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, the problem is every time they try to change things up to try to keep Wapak guessing, unfortunately they have some sort of error or mistake. We've seen some problems with the center exchange, and right now it has made this Franklin offense pretty one-dimensional. As here's Gibson again trying to stretch the field. Nice spin move to get upfield as he gets out across the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark this. He may have picked up a first down, and they're actually going to say he was down at the 30. So that is going to bring up 4th and 1 for the Wildcats. And even though you're on this side of the field, you just go for it at this point, right,
Well,
Mark?
you can see how fast he is. He got to the edge that time. Wapak tried to string it out. He still got 8-yard pickup. They're a yard short, and, yeah, why not? It's 42-0, and we're 3:20 from halftime. Why not go for it?
You can see on the sideline the coach is not happy. Actually, Malachi Gibson just checked himself out on this 4th and 1 play. Michaels under center. Needs 1 yard here to keep this drive going as he's going to look to the sidelines. And we're actually going to have a timeout by the Franklin Wildcats. They're going to talk about it. I'm betting they're going to want to try to get Malachi Gibson into this play. It's a Metzger Financial Services timeout. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Franklin takes the timeout on 4th and 1. I think there might have been some miscommunication there, as I'm not sure that Malachi Gibson knew what the down was, and he's actually still out. So we saw him take a couple of big hits. You wonder if he's a little banged up and needed to come out. So he will not be on the field for this 4th and 1 play. Michaels looks to the sidelines. They're going to stay with the same play they called. Michaels takes the snap, going to hand it right up to the up back. And a nice run by Jordan Milligan is going to be enough for a Wapakoneta forward first down.
You know, I think that snap count was so long that Wapak thought they were just trying to draw him off sides. And when that didn't occur, they were able to get enough crease to pick up a couple of yards and get the first down.
So this drive is going to continue, but without Malachi Gibson, who's done all the heavy lifting so far here for this Wildcat team. This is going to be a nice cut to the upside, made the man miss, and we're going to have another Wapakoneta forward to first down, as that was number 32, Bryant Ferguson, on the carry. Not a lot of speed, but nice job of finding the open space and getting the explosion when he needed it.
Bryant Ferguson listed at 5'9", 187. Got a first down. Picked up 11.
Sophomore did some heavy running that time. And Wildcats going to go quick. 2:14 left to go. They're going to hand it off to Milligan up the middle. Milligan makes a couple of guys miss as he picks up about 7 on that carry. So Franklin has something going as they hit midfield.
Milligan's a big back also, 5'11", 207, the junior. Got some running space up the middle. Got 7 that time to midfield.
Campbell, Milligan, Ferguson all in the backfield along with Michael. Michael's going to hand this one off yet again to Ferguson. Ferguson's going to pick up a Wapakoneta forward first down. He continues to move the pile as he got up to, they're going to mark him down just inside the 45-yard line, down at the 43.
Well, remember that they have used the 2 timeouts already, so they only have a single timeout remaining with 1:37 to go in the half. But they've got something going this possession.
Michael going to give it to Milligan. Milligan up the middle, made one guy miss as he is not coming down. What a tough runner as Milligan picks up 6.
Big, strong back, isn't he? You can see on the bottom of the pile, number 52, Brody Pressler. He's the leading tackler, is the junior this year for the Redskins. 5'10", 200 he goes.
Wildcats are going to have to pick up the pace here. They still got a little ways to go and only about a minute to do it. They have 1 timeout left, and I think Law, is it going to be Walpock that called that timeout?
I think Longsworth's down with a cramp.
So, yep, I think you're right. So we're going to have a stoppage of play. We'll step aside as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's instant replay sponsor is Al's Woody Diner in Wapak. The best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. And the first down sponsor for tonight is Wapakoneta Ford. If you are new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta.
Well, I am mistaken, Nate, because they brought Longsworth out looking at a right arm injury.
Milligan tries to go up the middle yet again. He is stopped after a short gain. That is going to bring up 3rd and short. The Wildcats having to go quick. 40 seconds left to go. They do have 1 timeout, but don't want to burn it yet. Michael going to hand this one off. Here's Ferguson off the right side. He had a big hole as he dives forward. He's going to get taken down inside the 30. He is down to the 28-yard line as we have another Wapakoneta forward to first down.
This will be the 11th play of this drive.
As we're going to have a spike here to clock this one. Stopping it at 24. Clock actually continued to run there, so not sure if they'll add time or not, because when I looked down at least it said 24, but now it says 21 up on the scoreboard.
Well, the officiating crew is motioning to each other and pointing at like a wristwatch, so they're going to leave it the way it is, however. And
so now they have an official
now
timeout.
We're going to discuss it. I think you're right. Might be some time back on the clock here, Nate.
You know, here's the problem for if you're the Franklin Wildcats. You are having a lot of success here driving the ball, Mark. The run is working. You've seen the wishbone work the majority of this first half when you've ran it. The problem is every time you've gotten away from it, you've turned the ball over, but you may have no choice here with only 20-ish seconds. Actually, they're going to put 26 back on the clock. You only got 26 seconds left to go and one timeout. You may have to do something other than the wishbone, and here they are in the shotgun right here.
This is the
right
12th play of this drive.
So Michael's in the shotgun, going to go to the air. He's going to throw it deep down the middle of the field. He has a receiver, and a great defensive play as number 3, Grant Stauffer, gets his hands in there to knock it away, as it looked like the Wildcats were going to have an opportunity to get a touchdown there.
He did a really nice job playing the football with his left hand and knocking it away without doing a pass interference in the end zone. But likewise, you saw a pretty good arm from the quarterback here in the person of Ryan Michael, because he threw that thing a long way up in the air, pretty much on target.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 with 20 seconds left to go, as he is going to stay in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Bryant Ferguson in the backfield with him. Michael's going to drop back, looks to air it out again, and this one is going to be picked off. Not sure who he was looking for on that one, as this one had an opportunity to go back a little ways as well, as that is Noah Bishop on the interception. And with 9 seconds left to go, it'll be interesting to see if Wapak decides to maybe put a nail in this one, or if they'll just take a knee and get into the locker room.
Well, yet another long pass that completely missed a target that time. But a good run back. Put it at the 40, and Moyer's back in the football game. Different running back in now as Gage Vaughn has entered. But both Page and Stauffer on the sideline. I'm not sure it's going to go anywhere this time.
Yeah, they're just going to get in formation here. They're going to need this one and go into the locker room. Not wanting to risk anything here late in this one, as they have the big 42-0 lead. It has been all Redskins here in the first half. We'll step aside. We'll be back with our halftime adjustments here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's halftime adjustment sponsor is Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. Welcome back to Wapak High School. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Mark Shine. It is halftime, but it has been all Wapak here in the first half, Mark.
Well, there have been 5 turnovers in the football game by the Franklin Wildcat team, and they've all turned into points at the other end of the field, except the last one when they just took the kneel down. It's been a dominant performance by Wapak. We talked in the pregame show about when they come out in the second half, play strong. I don't know how long their starters will play with a running clock we're going to see. Probably a little bit. Get the feel for the second half, turn it over to your subs, but get off to a good start here in quarter number 3.
I mean, the reality of what we've seen here, it doesn't really look like Franklin's going to be able to pull this one off. But what adjustments can they make in that second half to try to get some positive things going?
If you look down through the roster, a lot of guys that got in the game right now are sophomores and juniors. So really you can kind of start looking, what can we do right now that prepares us for next August? And we saw them able to run the football, some of that wishbone formation type situation. Go back to it. Get some work against a good defensive team and just make something happen positive in the second half.
You know, and for Wapak, obviously, everything they're doing right now seems to be working. A lot of positive things are happening. If they go on to win this game, they will face the winner of the Miami Trace St. Mary's game. We potentially have a Wapak St. Mary's rematch looming. If you're Wapak, how much do you want to show? What do you want to work on, knowing that, hey, you have a big game coming up next week potentially?
Well, I'm not sure what Coach Moyer is talking about with his staff, what his defensive guys are talking about, but what I would think they would talk about, knowing you may see St. Mary's next week, fellas, we better start stopping the run right here in this game to prepare for stopping the run next week.
It has been all Wapak here in the first half. They have been able to throw the ball, run the ball. The defense has been on it. Lots of turnovers, lots of points. If you're on the Wapak sideline, it has been a lot of fun here tonight. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter kickoff. We'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Our instant replay sponsor is Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. The best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. It is just about time for the third quarter to kick off here in Wapak as the Redskins are in complete control as they're on top 42-0. Franklin will begin this half with the football, and Nate Garlick alongside with Mark Shine. And Mark, Franklin had a lot of success moving the football on the ground.
They did.
Their big problem came every time they tried to do anything different than the wing tee.
Well, and as we talked about a little bit over our halftime thing, you're not going to win this football game this evening. What you need to do right now is find a way to get better, compete a little bit, put a little confidence in the thing as you head into the weight room and head into the spring and then over the summer activities and get some things going with this young football team that you have, including a freshman quarterback.
So we will see, and we'll also see if we see Malachi Gibson here in this half at all. He subbed out late in that first half, was on the sidelines. We think we saw him during warm-ups here coming out of halftime where he looked like he was limping around, but you're right.
Yeah, he's right at midfield,
I had the post here right in my way, but he isn't. And he looked, though, that he was limping a little bit, so we'll see if he is able to be as effective as he was in that first half.
I looked to see if he's going to run the kickback. That's why I was looking for him down. All of a sudden his number popped up right at midfield there.
Joseph Hughes with the run back as he tried to cut it outside. As he keeps going, fighting through, will not go down, and finally taken out of bounds. And that is where the Wildcats will begin their first drive. Tonight's quarter sponsor is IC Signs in Wapakoneta. Local, fast, and friendly. Check us out at icsigns.net. Third quarter underway here as Franklin looking for something positive. They've been able to move the ball, but they've always stalled. They haven't been able to get into the end zone yet. The closest they got was they actually had a pass play that at first looked like it was going to go in there towards the end of the first half before a great play by Grant Stauffer to knock that one out, as they are going to come out and get right back into that wing tee. But Malachi Gibson not back in that backfield.
He is not.
Here's Brian Ferguson. We saw him come in to replace Gibson, and he had success in that second quarter, not able to pick up any yardage on that carry, though.
Sometimes we talk about unsung heroes. Texted Ryan Shadowald, who is our scorekeeper guru back at WSN. He said the winner of this game most likely is playing Batavia, who's up 47-0.
Man, I'll tell you what. We got to give Ryan some credit there because both of us were like, he's not going to have that score, and he had it right ready for us.
How do we go find out who they're actually going to play? And he's got one right now.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. They're going to hand this one off. Working off tackle, and that is only going to go for a yard.
Of course, we're in the running clock now, so this half is going to disappear very quickly.
Tucker Campbell with that carry.
Tucker Campbell, he has been a pretty good back this evening. Milliken's been a pretty good back this evening. I like what we've seen out of Bryant Ferguson for a time period when Malachi Gibson, who is the only senior of that group, was running pretty well. So they do some things behind a big offensive line.
They're going to go right up the middle with this one. Is Milligan, though. He is going to be stopped right around the 40-yard line, it looks like. And that is going to bring up 4th down for the Wildcats. They'll have 4th and 5 left.
Looking to see some red jerseys out there. Got some new numbers, some different guys out there right now. So already coming out in the second half, Coach Moyer's decided to give some guys a chance to play and hopefully keep some people healthy as well.
So the punt team onto the field for the Wildcats for just the second time tonight. Noah Bishop back waiting on this punt for the Wildcats as everybody's just going to let this one go, and it is going to be down right around the 25-yard line. Ryan Richardson was also back there, number 20, as you mentioned, Mark. A lot of new faces out here there to start this one.
See how they do offensively, who they choose to run back out there. Here's a good thing to see right now because number 24, Andre Longsworth, is back there, and we saw him come out holding an arm or a shoulder coming out. Glad to see he's healthy enough to play in the second half.
I do not see number 2 out there, so it might be oh, nope, there he is. He was just getting some a last-minute pointers from Coach Moyer before he headed out onto the field. My guess was stay healthy.
Well, I
don't take
think
unnecessarily
I think
chances.
it was, Dad, can I have the car when the game's over? I'll give you a ride home, Dad, if I can have it after that. How's that?
See that's Noah Bishop that comes out at wide receiver along with Grant Stauffer here on the near sideline. This one's going to get handed off to Longsworth. Longsworth going to make a man miss. Nice hurdle move there as he's able to carry this one out past the 35-yard line, and that'll be a Wapakoneta forward first down.
Look at number 53 pulling out there. You also see number 80 out there. Those two guys making space. Ethan Belcher was out there, also 83. That's J.J. Smith.
Longsworth ran out of his shoe there. His teammates trying to help him get that back on quickly.
Good 12-yard pickup on first down. Here going to
Gage Vaughn. Gage Vaughn coming into the game for Longsworth. Trying to get his shoe back on so he can get back into the game. Two wide receivers wide near sideline. Going to hand this one off to Vaughn. Vaughn looking for some space. That offensive line did a nice job of getting him about a 2 or 3 yard head start. As that is going to bring up a second and about 6 for the Redskins.
And Miko, number 67, one of those guys you talked about, starting offensive lineman. Stauffer just trotted to the sideline.
Mason Steinke came in for him.
Mason Ludwig is still out there. He's a tackle for them. Looking to see who else is still playing in the offensive line. So is the center, number 55, Darren Hauser. So a lot of guys still in the football game yet after a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, I'd imagine you're going to see that offensive line stay intact as long as Moyer's out there. They're going to hand this one off. Here comes Vaughn, looking towards the sideline, cuts back up, picks up a couple of extra yards, gets out to about the 49-yard line, and that'll be enough for a Wapakoneta forward first down.
Pretty good block out here by Noah Bishop. Has a chance to see it again. You see they pulled number 67 through the hole that time. That's Miko.
More substitutions coming in as number 55, Darren Hauser, checking out of the game.
You know, I think this is a really good idea. It takes a little bit of experience to come out after halftime, after you sat for 20-plus minutes and then come back out and get going again. So Coach gave them that experience. Now they're going to get to the sideline halfway through the quarter.
Landon Miko also checked out. So everything I just said a play ago was very wrong, as the offensive line has the second unit in, it looks like, and Moyer is still out there. Coach Moyer showing a lot of faith in his backup units right now. Here's Moyer going to hand this one off to Vaughn. Vaughn works through as he tried to make a hole in the left side work, and that was closed up pretty quick by the Wildcats.
You know, Nate, this is something else I like when a coach does this. Leave your starting quarterback in to orchestrate your second-team offense and give those guys a stability in that particular position as you get them integrated into the game.
Number 14 coming into this one, Kagan Zink, 5'11" junior checking in. 5 minutes left to go here in the third. Clock still running. The ball just beyond midfield. Two wide receivers out for Moyer. Vaughn in the backfield with him. Vaughn looking for some space. Works around, cuts it back, has a hole. And a great job by Vaughn to make some adjustments there as he's able to get this one out near the 40-yard line. And that'll be enough for another Wapakoneta forward first down.
Don't you like those backs that can stick a foot in the ground when they see an opening and go? You see a good block out there by Logan Ferris, a big sophomore. Got a good block. First down to the 40.
First and 10 for the Redskins as they are driving, leaning all on the run game right now, as Gage Vaughn has been picking up good chunk yardage. The freshman doing a nice job here in the third. Moyer still in the game. Going to hand it off yet again to Vaughn. No reason to really change anything. It's working. So he's going to cut back up the middle yet again. And I'll tell you what's been most impressive by this freshman here so far is the first contact isn't really doing anything. He takes that hit, he absorbs it, and he just continues to run and move and pick up more yardage after contact.
He got 5 right there. Once again, you see number 73, Logan Ferris, 6 foot, 260-pound sophomore. And he got out and made a nice block, and you can see how the running back, in this case, number 22, Vaughn, puts a foot in the ground, sees that hole, and just makes a cut behind him. He's carried the last 5 plays, has Vaughn.
2nd and 5, Vaughn still in the backfield, and they're going to give him his 6th straight carry. Really no reason to get away from it as he makes some more guys miss. Looking for another stiff arm. He gets it inside the 20 as the Wapakoneta Redskins are going to be inside the B&B Auto Repair red zone.
See number 52 is out there clearing some space as well, Presser.
Make sure you go and see Van and his team of expert technicians at B&B Auto Repairs. They provide excellent service. Call 419-738-8090 for your auto repair needs.
Actually, that was not 52. It was 53. Ethan Betcher, 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. You're seeing some guys right now who will be on the field next year for this Wapakoneta Redskin team.
And now Moyer is out of the game as number 16, Trent Lisi, is in the backfield. He's going to hand this one off to Vaughn. Vaughn now going to the left side. Continues to pick up positive yardage as this drive has been all him. He got another 3 on that carry.
Bryant Ferguson on the bottom of the pile. This will be the 9th play of this particular drive that began back on their own 25-yard line. Number 22 is getting a workout right now in the form of Gage Vaughn.
So right now that backfield of Walpock is all freshmen. Lisi a freshman, Vaughn a freshman. How big is this experience for those guys here?
Certainly.
In the first round of the playoffs, you get a chance to get your freshman backup some significant minutes.
Absolutely, and another week worth of practice for those guys too. So the playoffs are a great time to develop young men for next year. Finish their JV season.
Here goes Vaughn, lots of space. He cut it back in. He saw a lot of green to the right side and decided he wanted the contact instead, as he is able to carry that to the 5-yard line, and that's going to be another Wapakoneta forward first down.
You know what's impressive about this? He's listed at 5'8", 140.
He doesn't
run like that, does
he? There's no way that young man is only 140 pounds. At least he's listed at 125.
Wait a minute. We talked about some misprints. I've just read that myself.
5'10", 125.
Well, then he puts his other leg on the scale, maybe.
40 seconds left to go here in the third. Walpock driving on the 5-yard line. Lisi in the backfield, flanked by Vaughn. They're going to give it to Vaughn one more time. Vaughn has some space. He fights down to about the 2-yard line before he's driven backwards. And I mean, at this point, it's only going to be fair if Vaughn has every carry till they end up in their red zone, right?
Well, because he's carried the last 9 plays and they're yard out. That's going to be the last play of this quarter, I would imagine. They don't have to run another play. And you can see the quarterback, Lisi, heading to the sidelines. So we'll talk with Coach Moyer, and let's go to the other end of the field.
And that is going to bring the third quarter to a close. Wapak on top, 42-0. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our first down sponsor tonight is Wapakoneta Ford. If you are new and pre-owned inventory at WapakonetaFord.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. Just about underway here in the fourth quarter. Nate Garlock alongside Mark Shine. And Mark, it has been a very impressive night for the Redskins. Yes, no scoring in that third quarter, but that's more about design. And actually this drive might be the most impressive one they've had all night long.
It certainly has, because there's been 10 running plays. The last 9 have been done by Gage Vaughn, and let's see if they give the football to him right here, give him a chance to stick it in the end zone.
New quarterback has been in the last few plays. That's Trent Lisi, the freshman. You see Vaughn, the freshman, also back in the backfield. Clock is running, 11:30 left to go. Lisi takes the snap. Vaughn works through some traffic as he gets down right to the goal line before he is driven back, and that is going to bring up a 3rd and goal for the Redskins. Fourth quarter underway. Tonight's quarter sponsor is IC Signs in Wapakoneta. Local, fast, and friendly. Check us out at icsigns.net.
Some quarterbacks wait till the play clock runs down. Lisi waited until the drone got launched in the end zone to get a video of the touchdown. Heads up play by the freshman. This is about as close to the end zone as you can get right here.
And you wonder if they're going to let Vaughn finish this off, or what this Wapak offense typically does here is the quarterback goes under center and just runs it in.
Well, he has run, talking about Vaughn now, the last 10 plays, and he deserves this carry right here behind a good offensive line.
It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. You see big number 80, Braden Hauer. He's going to lead the way. Vaughn goes in for the Binkley Real Estate touchdown. Binkley Real Estate has an effective sales approach, effective marketing campaigns, and extensive network that will get you results that move you.
How about a 12-play drive that went 75 yards?
See, Ethan Eisert is out for the Frost Roofing extra point. Frost Roofing is family-owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They're an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. And actually, this is a new kicker out for the extra point, as I can't see the number right now. We'll work on getting that for you, as that one comes up just short. And that is actually number 32.
It's 30.
Or 30, excuse me, Avery Scheiplein. The freshman came in, and she came up just short on that extra point try. So the score stays 47-0. And the officials, though, they're down there talking about something. And whatever it is must not affect just about anything, as everything looks like it's going to be normal. Wapak will be kicking this one off to Franklin. We'll step aside quickly and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's Red Zone sponsors, B&B Auto Repair. Rely on Van and his team of expert technicians to provide excellent service. Call 419-738-8090 for your auto repair needs.
Elliott Block with the kickoff. Reeled in by Lincoln Clark.
So Franklin will come out for another possession, as they didn't have as much success running the ball. The Wapak defense did a nice job of shutting that down after a first half where, quite frankly, Franklin was able to run pretty much at will. But only the second possession here in the second half thanks to that running clock. We'll see if they can have more success here.
Yeah, they had a 3 and out and punted, and Wapak had the football for the rest of the quarter and the first couple minutes here of the fourth quarter.
Looks like a lot of new faces on the defensive side of things as well. So we'll try to call out those numbers as we see them. They're going to carry this one right up the middle. Milligan going to push that pile. It looks like Vaughn playing some defense, Mason Steinke playing some defense. Let's see, that looked like number 35, Tate Niekamp is in there.
Luke Reed is the new fullback there. He just ran that football. Number 40, 5'8", 170 junior.
Noah Burnfield, Jacob Niederman in on defense for the Redskins, as they continue to move and run, get that out past the 50, and that's going to be enough for a Wapakoneta Ford first down.
Just enough.
Looks like Lincoln Hutt out there wide on the far side for the Redskins. Michael, and there's another fumble, as Ryan Michael just had a fall on that one. Looked like number 32, Caleb Walkoff, was there. The closest Redskin that could have potentially fallen on that one.
They've had a little trouble this evening with the mesh point, haven't they?
Yeah, you know, you just wonder. I mean, we talked about Ryan being a freshman and getting some important reps, but it is not the easiest thing in the world to do the center exchange when you're running this wishbone if you're unsure of which way you're going or there's some miscommunication there. They're going to carry this one right up the middle, as that was number 40, as Luke Reed, the junior, on the carry.
You know, Nate, you talk about freshman quarterbacks. I was here the night that Caleb Moyer played his first game as a freshman quarterback against Marion Local. He started his first game against Marion Local, first game of the season.
They almost won that one,
He
right?
did. He acquitted himself very, very well that evening, and you were right then he was going to be special.
Going to hand this one off to the left side as they get a nice pickup on that one, as that was Tucker Campbell.
See again on the replay. Got a good block on the perimeter. Nice come up to close very quickly was Braden Bauer's sack. To the 41-yard line. Pickup of 6. Actually almost 8.
That's going to be 4th and 2 for the Wildcats. Milligan going to carry this one up just off tackle, and he gets a big pickup there on 4th down as he got down to the 30-yard line. And is going to give Franklin a fresh set of downs.
Milligan again, 5'11", 207-pound junior. He can be a load. He picks up 11 right there.
Few too many Redskins on the field that time. All these substitutions, I think some of these young guys got a little confused. So Walpock going to take the timeout to make sure they don't get the penalty. We'll step aside as well, and we'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our touchdown sponsor for tonight is Binkley Real Estate. Binkley Real Estate has an effective sales approach, effective marketing campaign, and an extensive network that will get you results that move you. Coming out of the timeout, Milligan just running through a couple of Redskins as big number 7 continuing to move the ball. The 207-pound junior just kind of creating a hole right there.
Give you an idea of what you're going to see next year with Malachi Gibson graduating, the senior running back who was predominantly ball carrier earlier in the game till he was dinged up.
5:24 and counting. They're going to hand this one off to Luke Reed. Reed picks up some positive yardage.
Slipped a tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Wildcats are inside the B&B Auto Repair red zone as they are putting together a nice drive here late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, this will be the 9th play of this drive that began back on their own 41-yard line.
This time, Michael going to keep it himself, makes a man miss, cuts it back into the inside, bounces off of a couple of would-be tacklers, and gets it inside the 5-yard line for a Wapakoneta forward first down.
His first carry of the evening.
It
Seems
is.
like he ran really well right here. A couple good blocks from his line, from his backs in the backfield that time, including Milligan.
You kind of wonder when you watch that one develop, as Milligan didn't really reach out for it. You wonder if that was a broken play, but regardless, some good yardage that time. And this time they're going to try it again. Nobody touches him, and Ryan Michael into the end zone for the Binkley Real Estate touchdown.
Of course, the Wapakoneta kids a little disappointed they didn't get their shutout this evening, but that was a nice drive put together at that time by the Franklin Wildcats.
So the freshman, Ryan Michael, does a nice job orchestrating the scoring drive to make this one 48 to 6. I thought that they had missed that extra point earlier. They had. I can do math. I can add sevens, I promise. 48 to 6. Extra point is up, and it is good. And tonight's extra point sponsor is Frost Roofing. Family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They are an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. Wapak still on top, 48 to 7. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Our instant replay sponsor is Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak, the best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111.
Have you had a sub from Woody's?
It's been a really long time.
I had one last summer. It was really, really good.
I used to eat there pretty frequently. I actually used to work at a car dealership here in Wapak right when I got out of the Navy, and that used to be one of our favorites for lunch for sure. The kickoff is going to be downed as Mason Steinke just kind of fell on it there at the 30-yard line. And we see some more guys coming in. I think for the first time we see Braden Wireman coming into the game for Wapak. Number 78, Aiden Kelsler is in. Big number 88, Zayden Hauer. He has come into the game, so getting a lot of players' experience here late in this one.
And the quarterback's just going to hop in the game. That's still Lisi. Spent some time talking with Coach Moyer about what he wanted called this time.
Looks like Wireman in the backfield. He is going to take the carry as he is going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Looked like number 29 got there in a hurry. That's Cody Ferguson, a 5'9" junior. You know, we've talked about that a lot this evening, Nate. There are a lot of young players on this Franklin Wildcat team, you know, that went 4-6 this year and a chance to maybe do some things over the summer. We didn't get a chance to see their injured quarterback, Braden Isaacs. He's also a junior.
Yeah, they're young. I mean, they're up front. They're very big as well. So, I mean, this is a Franklin team that, yeah, this one is going to sting a little bit, but they're going to bring back a whole lot of talent next year, that's for sure. Under 2 minutes left to go here in this one. Lisi under center, going to take the snap. Wireman is going to work off tackle, gets up along, or works along the hashes, and he is going to carry about 5 to make it 3rd and maybe about 7.
Gain of 4 on the play will give the Redskins 3rd and 7 from the 33-yard line.
Nice carry by Wireman. He's got a nice mane going from underneath that helmet too. I'm a little jealous of all that hair, you know.
Yeah. Some of us have a little less hair, and some of it all went gray on. Or as I tell the ladies here at WSN, I dye it. This color looks better on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I tell everybody that the no hair is a choice. Choice that was made for me, unfortunately. That carry is by number 44, Lane Fisher. As a freshman, not able to get too far on that one, as he's going to have a loss of 3 on the play. 40 seconds left to go in this one as Wapak is going to move on to play another home game with this expanded playoffs. Now you get a chance to host 2 home games when you're that higher seed. So the Redskins won't have to go anywhere, as it seems pretty confident, at least the last check-in, they're going to take on a Batavia school. And I don't really know too much about them.
No, I don't either right now. We'll be doing some research this week. What I do know is the WFN staff will be meeting tomorrow, figuring out where we're going to go next week, with all the football games, soccer, and volleyball to be determined over the weekend. One more play.
Going to hand this one off yet again, as I believe that it was Wireman yet again with the carry, as it was. Wireman got it out to the 40-yard line. Would have been enough for a Wapakoneta Ford first down, but it doesn't matter, as that is going to end this one, as the Redskins get that big 48-7 victory. We'll step aside and be back to wrap this one up on WOSN. Welcome to back to Mercy Health VFW Post 8445 Field in Wapakoneta, where the Redskins have defeated the Franklin Wildcats 48-7. Nick Garlock alongside Mark Stein, and it's time to announce tonight's Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner. Check out highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WSN YouTube page. And there were a lot of great performances tonight, a lot of ways that we can go. But when you get things done defensively and offensively, you kind of make it easy for us.
Well, we decided to go with number 3, Grant Stoffer, this evening. Grant's the senior, goes 5'10", 170. He started things off with an INT, took the ball away after Wapak had scored their initial possession, and then right after the interception, he scored a touchdown on a touchdown catch. which he did from about 4 yards out. He later on caught a 55-yard touchdown pass later on. So with that INT, with a solid defensive effort this evening, and then 2 touchdowns on the offensive side, we're going to go with Grant Stauffer tonight.
And he did it all with about 1.5 hands, it looks like,
yes,
as well. So a fantastic effort by Grant Stauffer tonight, and really a great effort by everybody on the offensive and defensive side for the Redskins. They got pretty much everything that they wanted to get done, and they only took a half to do it.
You know, Nate, what really stood out for me is it was pretty obvious by looking at the stats and on paper they were going to win the football game, but how they went about doing it. They came out and executed in the first quarter. They played with emotion and enthusiasm. They took the football away. They scored when they had the opportunity, and they did everything right in the first half. Then they got a lot of guys in the second half, got them a lot of experience, got out without any serious injuries. I think Coach Moyer and his staff got just exactly what they wanted this evening.
It has been a great night here in Wapak. We want to thank everybody for their hospitality. Always one of the best venues to call a football game. I love coming here. I love this press box. The food that gets made for us.
Angie Rex, athletic director's wife, made the meatballs, and they were outstanding. Way to go, Angie.
So we'd like to thank them, and as you mentioned, the AD Rex for having us here and finding space for us. I'd like to thank our crew tonight as well, everybody working behind the cameras, Wayne and Megan, Derek, Kelsey. Kelly gets back at the studio, Nick Fraley as well. It has been a fantastic night here. The second season is underway. We are moving on to week number 2, as is the undefeated Wapakoneta Redskins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and have a great night.